All right, we're on. We've got a nice little colorful background today, guys. So, I stopped chasing women. I stopped being promiscuous. I stopped dating every weekend. One of my biggest regrets is the fact that I bought this lie that you have to be this guy that just dates a new girl every single weekend, sleeps with loads of women, has a lot of sex, doesn't commit to anyone, but wants everyone to commit to him. The whole Andrew Tate vibe, the whole Dan Bilzerian idea. I regret that I bought that. And the reason that I regret that I bought into that lie, that I took a bite of that juicy apple, is because it wasn't even who I was. But I did it because I thought it would make me look cool. I did it because I thought it would make me it made me accepted. I did it because I thought that that would, make me fit in. I had my friend group, and then after the weekend, like it's only talking about women. Oh, you've been with her, you fucking her, this and that. It's fucking pathetic, bro. And I partake in that as well. And like I said, the reason that I regret it is because deep down I knew I wasn't that guy. Deep down I knew I never wanted to be that guy. Because half of the time I didn't even enjoy spending that much time, or I didn't even enjoy the women that I was with, or I just didn't enjoy that process of just that promiscuous behavior. Because I kind of deep down knew it wasn't who I was supposed to be. I wasn't who I was. Something happens, when you do things because you want to fit in, and you do things so that you can look cool for others, but you betray what you believe to be true about yourself. Now, I'm happy that I'm making this decision at this time in my life, because, could have been, like, I see sometimes guys that still fucking single, living like they're 20 years old, but they're 40. And, they'll tell you that it's the best life ever, and they have no commitments and this and that. A man without commitments, a man without responsibilities, still a little boy. Can't really call that a man. When they say, like, it's the best life ever, the moment that they say it, you can just see through their fucking eyes that it's a lie. You can see the cry for help. You can see the little boy that just wants to belong, wants to be accepted. Over this past year, I've really worked on my relationship with God, and I want to be a godly man, a man of discipline. And I've always felt that in me, but like I said, I've stepped away from that. Now, I cannot turn back time, but I can help other people. Especially as young men, when you start making a bunch of money, you look good, you take care of your health. It's just so easy to indulge in all of that. And I'm here to tell you that it's really, first off, because I've done that, right? It doesn't give you that much. It doesn't give you what you think it will give you. And you don't need it to be accepted by other men. You don't need it to. And besides that, being promiscuous and dating, being with another girl every single week, it also does something to you. It makes it very hard for you to commit to one girl, which is something that I believe eventually most men want. Most men, I think, deep down just want to have one girl, commit to one girl, build a family, become the fucking guy, become the fucking man. If you sleep with a bunch of women, if you sleep with a lot of women, that commitment becomes harder and harder to make. It does something to you. You give a part of yourself away every single time as well. You can agree with it or you can't. I don't really give a shit. I've been that guy. I know what it does. And it doesn't give you the thing that, like I said, it doesn't give you the thing that you think it's going to give you. And it's, if you want to be a real man, then that is not the behavior of a real man. When I look at guys like Dan Bilzerian and Andrew Tate, for example, or guys that constantly, need to show off women, I don't see these guys as men. If you constantly need to show off women to get other people to buy your product, of course, or whatever it is. And I did this, bro. I did this. And it's fucking gay. It's fucking pathetic. Oh, man. Because the only thing that you're going to attract is like other insecure little boys that can't get women. So develop yourself to be the stud, right? Develop yourself to become the guy that women want to be with. Go to the gym. Do something about your looks. Make sure that you just develop yourself to the best of your ability. But also work on your lust. Work on your temptation. Build your relationship with God. Build your discipline. Because a man that has everything, right? That has the looks, has the body, has the money, but cannot contain himself, cannot contain his lust, his temptation. That's a man lost. I was that man, and I was lost. And now I wish I wouldn't have done it. If I could turn back time and do something different, I wouldn't have done that. So that's why I'm making this video, because I still see a lot of young guys out there. I still see a lot of wealthy entrepreneurs that I work with, for example. Bro, the way that you guys are still like so fixated on pussy, like it's pathetic. It's so pathetic. If you just work on yourself, right? If you become the best version of you, if you work on your discipline, your essence as a man, then the right woman will show up in your life. And when you have a really strong relationship with God, with Jesus, you don't need any of this other stuff. You don't need promiscuity. I think that when you feel empty inside, when you are not fulfilled, when you do not have a strong relationship with yourself, that is when you start looking at all of those things. That is when you start being promiscuous. That is when you start looking at external things to fill you up. And that's what I did. And I think it's incredibly cool if you're right now a young guy, 24, 25, for example. While all the other guys talking about pussy and chasing girls and no, look at who I was with this time. Oh, look at this girl who texted me. Bro, it's so gay. It's so gay. I think it's really cool if you could just be the guy that it's fucking unbothered by all of that and just does his own thing and goes against that grain. Not as a form of rebellion, but just as a form of like, I'm staying true to what I know is good. Because deep down we all know it's good. It's a topic that was on my mind for a long time. I didn't really know how to communicate it the right way. But it's just my experience, okay? I've been that fucking degenerate. I've been that promiscuous guy. Deep down, I never was that guy. And I made myself to that guy. I made myself something that I wasn't. And that was a big betrayal on my part. And I regret that. I regret doing that. And I see so many guys doing it now as well, and they're doing it for the wrong reason, right? If you do it, then do it really because you really, really want it. But most guys don't even want it. Most guys just want to do it so that other guys think that they're cool. It's gay. It's gay. What is cool is being able to stay true to yourself. That is cool. That generates respect. You do this I did this a couple of times where I downloaded Tinder, went on it, got confronted with the fact that this is just fucking, it's bullshit, on and off again, and eventually I just decided like, this is not who I want to be. This is not who I want to be. And then I won't have sex for a while. That's okay. There is more to life than fucking. I used to not be able to go without sex because I thought that if I hadn't fucked in a long time, if I hadn't had sex in a long time, then I wouldn't be cool. It is such a stupid mindset, and it's such a big part with so many men. So many of you want to be seen by women because you want to look cool in front of others. So many of you. You know, I get it. I get that when you walk around with a beautiful woman, right? I get that. That does something. It says something about you. But it also says something about you when you can do that, but you choose not to. And that says more about you. And I think that we've forgotten that. We've forgotten that in the era of Instagram and promiscuity and where it's so normal to just go on one date and do the deed and just never speak to each other again. We've seemed to have forgotten that. Discipline, restraint, controlling your lust and temptation, in my opinion, shows more character than someone who's able to walk around with a nice girl. I keep saying it, but it's just boyish. If I see a guy and it's only talking about girls the whole time, a man that constantly talks about women, constantly talks about girls, constantly talks about the dates that he went on, constantly talks about the girl that he's fucked, bro, I don't trust that guy. I do not trust that man. You should not trust that man. There's something there isn't right. Because he's trying to show off. He's trying to prove constantly. Oh, look at me, man. Look at me. I'm with this girl, with that girl, with this. He's trying to show you something. Deep down, they're fucking insecure as shit. And I need to compensate. That's why they're doing it. I don't need to be with another girl every single week to communicate that I can get women, that I can get a beautiful woman, that I can get a good woman. I don't need to showcase that. If you are, then there isn't something else. There is another insecurity that you're struggling with, which a lot of men have. I know this is your life, right? You can do whatever you want. And this is just one man's story. How I went from being like a little boy to a grown-ass man. Do with it what you want. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm just here to tell you how I have lived my life and what I wish I'd done differently, and to give my advice if you're struggling with the same thing. I'm in Medellin right now, all right? I'm a white guy. There is a lot of options here, and I don't indulge in them. I wanted to share this personal story because I do think that a lot of guys are in that similar situation, are in that same situation where they are just doing things for the sake of like being able to take pictures with girls so that they can post it on their Instagram. And man, it's just all of this fake behavior. It's so fake, and I cannot handle fake anymore. I don't like fake. So that's why I've made this video, guys. I hope it helped. It's just me, like I said, one man sharing his story, sharing his thoughts. And if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out. Feel free to reach out. You can always connect me on Instagram. I will reply to every single message personally. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao.